All right, bookworms and constant readers, welcome back to Final Girl Horror. I am Chelsea, and today we are going to be talking about Stephen Graham Jones' Don't Fear the Reaper. This is book 2 in the Indian Lake Trilogy. This book, I'm going to tell you right away, it was better than the first. So, like all book reviews, we start out with the cover because I believe you can totally judge a book by its cover or its title. I have picked up many a good book because it had a really cool cover or interesting title. This one, I really do like it. The hook totally fits in with the story. Okay, so let's read the synopsis on the back. On December 12th, 2019, Jade returns to the rural town of Proof Rock, Idaho. The same day, convicted indigenous serial killer Dark Mill South escapes into town to complete his revenge killings in this riveting sequel to My Heart is a Chainsaw from New York Times bestselling author Stephen Graham Jones. 4 years after her tumultuous senior year, Jade Daniels is released from prison right before Christmas when her conviction is overturned. Coming home is not easy, and Jade may never admit it out loud, but she's happy to be back. However, that same day, convicted serial killer Dark Mill South, seeking revenge for 38 Dakota men hanged in 1862, escapes from his prison transfer as a blizzard descends just outside of Proof Rock. Dark Mill South reunion tour began on December 12, 2019, a Thursday. 36 hours and 20 bodies later, on Friday the 13th, it would be over. That is a really good description of this story and what is going on, except for the twist at the end. The best thing about this book that sets it apart from My Heart is a Chainsaw is there's no real build up. You don't have to get to know anybody in this one. You know all the players. Latha is back. The sheriff is back. The people that you know and got to know in the first book, they're all back. They're in town if they're still alive from the July 4th massacre. They're all there, so you don't have to get to know anybody. The only one that you really don't know a lot about is the serial killer that's on the loose, Dark Mill South. And you learn a little bit about him as the story goes along. You don't have to go through, like in the first book, you went through Jade's day-to-day activities and what was going on and doing this, doing that. You're all wondering, like, what does this have to do with anything? And then at the end, you realize it has everything to do with everything. Here, you know what's going on, or you think you know what's going on right away. This book reads just like a slasher movie. It is some of his best writing that I have read. The killings start right away, and then you have just like a slasher film. You have that lull in between killings, and then you have the fast action pace of the killings and being stalked by the killer and the fight with the killer. And then about halfway through the book, you realize there's something else going on here. And that is the slow build to this ending that has a twist that when you put it all together and you learn like what's really going on, it's one of those jaw-dropping, like, oh my God moments. Why didn't I see this coming type thing. Which is really cool. I don't know how this is all going to wrap up in the third one, because this is a trilogy, but the first book ends where there really doesn't need to be a second book. And this one is the same way. This one ends with, like, okay, you know, it's done. But we still have one book to go. So I'm really curious to see how this is all going to wrap up in the next book. Because the first one, really good. This one was even better. So I'm hoping it ends in a really, really good finale and it doesn't let me down, because these two books, like, you have to check them out. That's it. You have to read these. They are that good. Lots of references and throwbacks to 80s slasher films. It's amazing writing. Stephen Graham Jones, he did his homework. Like, he knows all these films that I've seen. He has seen. Jade has seen. You know, other characters in the book have seen. And other characters in the book, they have changed. Latha is now like final girl material. She's done her homework. She learned her lesson. And now she's like, let's go. You know, and Jade, she is like just the opposite. She starts the book where she doesn't go by Jade anymore. She goes by Jennifer. And she's left all of that horror crap in the past until something in this book happens and you have like this iconic moment where the girl you loved in the first book is back. And I'm not going to ruin that for you. That's really all I can get into with this one without, ruining some stuff from the first book, because these books are so tied together. So definitely check out My Heart is a Chainsaw. That's book number 1. And then check out Don't Fear the Reaper, book number 2. I will be starting book number 3 soon. Right now I am reading another Dresden book, and then I have something else lined up, and then we will finish off this Indian Lake trilogy. So stick around for that. That's all I have for you in this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I am doing movie and book reviews now. I try and do at least one book review every 2 weeks, or some kind of book-related content every 2 weeks. It takes longer to read a book than to watch a movie. So that's why there's more movie reviews right now. But that's not what this channel was built on. Channel's built on books. That's the heart of this channel. Horror novels. That's what the focus is. There are other books on this channel, but the main is horror novels. Hit the bell icon so you know when new videos come out. And until next time, read more books.